Kyle here with winthehouseyoulove.com. Rates have hit an all-time low at a 2.72% on a 30-year loan. That's the average across the US right now. And we've been seeing interest rates continue to decline over these past few months. Now, on a 15-year, again, record-breaking at 2.28%. So let's talk about what does this actually mean? What are the benefits and the downsides of this? Pro, number one, you're obviously saving money if you get a lower interest rate if you purchase or refinance now. So we're seeing a 17-week run of rates below 3%. This is wild in the history of interest rates. So obviously you can save more money, right? A lower interest rate means less interest that you pay over the life of the loan on a purchase or refinance. That's fantastic. Saving more money on your refi. So currently, if you have a loan, even if you got a loan last year that might have been around 4%, you can now refinance that down to 2.72% on average. Now, this isn't for every single scenario, but it's going to be for most people sitting around that 2 to 3% range. Now, let's talk about why these rates are not always great. Number one is it's creating high competition in the market. Okay, because rates are low, it's pushing more buyers out into the market, making it more difficult to get an accepted offer. It's also making it incredibly difficult to save for a down payment because home prices are climbing up, meaning you have to have more money saved to have the same down payment that you did a year ago. And we're also seeing skyrocketing prices where people are overbidding because they have more spending power now with the cash that they have. Okay, so this is a great transition into our sponsor, Credible. So Credible is a mortgage comparison website. You can go in there, fill out a form. They're going to do a soft credit pull, and it only takes a couple minutes. And then they're going to show you pre-qualified rates from different lenders so you can compare and shop and see what's going to be best for you and see if you can get close to the average interest rate in the US. Okay, so it's Credible Operations Inc. NMLS 1681276, not available in all states. Now let's jump into a forecast here of what we're anticipating over the next few months and over possibly the next year. So the Federal Reserve has been buying bonds to lower rates and prevent credit backup. Okay, so basically what's been happening is the Federal Reserve has been kind of artificially stimulating the economy through purchasing mortgage bonds. Okay, we're not going to get into the complexity of the economics behind all of that, but just know the Federal Reserve has been committed to keeping interest rates low over the next few years. So if you're seeing this 2.72 and thinking, oh my gosh, I have to purchase a refinance now, just know that we're probably going to be seeing these interest rates for quite some time. And in fact, the Federal Reserve has said that they're going to keep the overnight lending rate as close to zero until 2023. Now, the lending rate doesn't exactly correlate to mortgage rates, but it's a good indicator to see where the Fed's mindset is at. Where they're at right now is they're wanting to say, how do we make lending cheaper for everybody so that the economy gets stimulated, more purchases come through. And so that's their main goal here until 2023. Also, we're expecting rates to stay between 2 to 3.99%. So anywhere the 2s and the 3s, expect rates to be there for a while. Honestly, I would expect them to be there for a couple of years. I don't anticipate rates are going to continue to go even, much lower than they are right now on average. If they get super low, then we might have a bigger economic problem, but I also don't anticipate they're going to skyrocket up anytime soon, especially with where the Fed's mind is at. A big thing here is we're expecting a correction, especially with construction catching up with demand. So right now there's crazy high demand, meaning there aren't a lot of homes available. And construction is not able to meet the demands of buyers, okay? So as new construction is able to start slowly catching up with the demand and more inventory comes up, that means home prices are going to come back down to somewhat more affordable ranges than they are currently right now. And there's also an expectation of the Federal Housing Finance Agency to extend forbearance relief, okay? They haven't clarified exactly, but they said they're going to be watching COVID closely and changing their policies as needed. It's very vague, but most people are anticipating forbearance is going to be extended by another bill that's going to be passed. Obviously, it's possible that could not happen, so we'll have to see what ends up happening there. But most people anticipate the forbearance relief is going to continue. That way, we won't see a wave of a foreclosure crisis. Okay, so if you want to see your exact scenario and an average rate for someone like you with the home that you're purchasing and the down payment and everything like that, this tool over here is going to show you how to check your average rate in 60 seconds or less.